Hello and welcome back to another video on the Wrestling Debate and to another edition of Raw Out of 10. It's a big show today because of course we're just 2 weeks out from Survivor's SummerSlam, a bit earlier in the year for that. But yeah, anyway, we've got some big matches on the show and we're finally starting to shape the card for SummerSlam with 3 new matches announced. So let's get straight into it. And Titus O'Neil kicked off Raw and announced that he was the global ambassador for WWE and welcomed us to the show before Becky Lynch was out to kick off the show proper and said she secured herself a Raw Women's title match at SummerSlam. Belair came out and said that at SummerSlam she was going to get revenge for last year when Lynch beat her in 26 seconds. Carmella came out and trash-talked Belair before she and Becky started beating up the champ. Lynch hit the manhandle slam on Belair before we headed for a break, and we came back to a rematch, Bianca vs Carmella for the Women's Championship. Why does she get another rematch? Just make it make sense. Bianca started off strong, got a few backbreakers, but was sent outside. When she tried to get back into the ring, Carmella caught her with some big stunts and sent her back outside. Belair barely managed to eat the count, and we headed for another break on Monday Night Raw. Back to the match, Carmella reversed a front foot slam and got Belair into the ropes before getting near fall. Belair speared her into the corner before Mella took a stalling vertical suplex. Carmella slapped Belair in the face and the champ was furious. Belair rushed Mella with a KOD and picked up the W. And yeah, overall this gets a 6 out. No, I'm actually going to be harsh. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. Just because, I just don't get why Carmella gets the title shot 2 weeks in a row. Yeah, it's just kind of BS. The story's alright. But yeah, I mean, hopefully we can just go properly into one-on-one feud now, because that Carmella thing just didn't really make much sense. 5 out of 10. Street Profits were backstage and said that Jeff Jarrett would make sure the Usos don't cause any trouble at SummerSlam. MVP came in and booked a match between Omos and Dawkins because they said they wanted some smoke. Before Kevin Owens was out and returning with a KO show and his guest was Riddle. Latter said that KO promised him a Mountain Dew Barger, but Owens said that he didn't know what Riddle was talking about. Neither did I, to be fair. Owens said that Ezekiel debacle made him a little crazy and he had to take some time off for in the ring. In his time off, KO had always been watching Riddle and admired how he handled himself in any situation. Owens proposed an alliance called Bro KO, but Riddle called him the biggest liar. KO tried to imply that Randy Orton was also a deceptive individual, but Riddle got very angry and in his face. When Riddle was about to attack, KO Seth Rollins' music hit, and Riddle turned to face the entrance ramp. Rollins attacked him from behind. The Visionary then got 2 stomps in the original Bro before Raw moved on. And yeah, backstage we got a bit after that when Rollins was gloating about his attack on Riddle and Ezekiel said that he was not going to allow him to do whatever he wanted. And yeah, I'm actually really liking this storyline between the two of them. I think it's working well for me. I'm definitely getting some interesting stuff like that, and I'm looking forward to the match at SummerSlam as well. It's going to be a guaranteed pay on that for sure. Rey Mysterio vs Damian Priest was next. Priest was in control, but Rey came in with a Hurricane Rana off the top rope and sent him into the turnbuckles. Rey then got a big senton and a DDT off the canter before a near fall. Rey was getting ready for 619, but Finn Balor ran a distraction. Dominic attacked Balor at ringside, but was overpowered by Rey before coming in with a drop kick to the ring. Back in the ring, Rey once more went for the 619, but was met with a big boot. Finally, he managed to get the 619, but Damian reversed the frog splash before getting the Razor's Edge and picking up the W. After the match, Judgment Day brought chairs into the ring and threatened to take Rey's head off if Dom didn't join them. Mysterio begged them to stop and they agreed to, but Priest said that wasn't how it worked before trying to take out both Mysterios with Chio chairs. However, the father-son duo managed to escape. And yeah, this gets a 7 out of 10 from me. Really, really brilliant storytelling and definitely added a dimension to the match. Of course, 2 wrestlers involved were great, so it creates a really fun match. And yeah, the storyline dimension really elevated this. Good stuff, 7 out of 10. Seth Rollins then took on Ezekiel. The two were traded shots off the bat and Rollins got a big kick before unloading on Ezekiel in the corner. Ezekiel was sent outside and Seth went for a dive, but it was reversed and Rollins went into the barricades. Back in the room, Rollins hung Ezekiel up in the corner and hit a knee to the back of his head before we headed for a break. Back on Raw, Ezekiel reversed the stomp and got a powerbomb before Rollins got a kick to the back of the head. Rollins then tried for a spinball move but took a knee. Rollins got a suplex, vertical suplex combo for a near fall before Ezekiel reversed into pedigree, but Rollins got the stomp and picked up the W. And yeah, once again, just a solid match between 2 solid wrestlers with the storyline building up to it. Yeah, it wasn't bad at all. This gets a 6 out of 10 regular Raw match, and for me the correct winner. Then it was time for Omos vs Angelo Dawkins. The Usos were out to watch Omos beat up Dawkins. Omos got some big moves early on, but Dawkins trapped his leg on the ropes before beating him down in the corner. MVP tripped Dawkins from ringside and referee called for a DQ. Adam Pearce called out and booked a tag team match with MVP and Omos facing the Street Profits since Montavious couldn't stay out of the match. MVP and Omos then took on the Street Profits. The Usos ran a distraction early on and Omos got the advantage and hit a big splash on Dawkins off standing in his corner. Then MVP was tagged in and got some big moves in but took a choke slam from Dawkins. Tags were made and Ford took a big boot but Dawkins broke the pin. Dawkins then tossed MVP at the Usos who were at ringside before teaming up with Ford after beating down Omos in the ring. Ford then got a big splash but Omos picked kicked out of his pin with a 2. Ford then went up to the top again, but the Usos pushed him off before the referee called for another DQ. The Usos beat the Profits down. Omos was upset that the chance interfered, but decided not to say anything. I mean, I can kind of let it slide because it did build up a story for SummerSlam, but 2 matches into the same segment and 2 DQs, not great. 6 out of 10. Backstage, The Miz confirmed he'd host Logan Paul on Miz TV later tonight, before Theory was out next and said that no one liked him because they were jealous of him. Styles came out and said that they weren't jealous of him and they thought he was a jackass. Theory made fun of AJ's career while pointing out that he had everything given to him. Styles said that he was proud of his background and punched Theory out of the ring. Dolph Ziggler walked out to spectate the next match before we headed for a break. Styles was out on the attack early on and sent Theory outside before sending him into the corner. When he got back in the ring, Styles got a backbreaker and a kick to the face, sending Theory outside again. Theory attacked Dolph at ringside as revenge for last week before Styles kicked him back out of the ring. Back after a break, Theory got a big drop kick before getting the A-Town down for a near fall. Theory then tried to drop AJ on the announcer's desk, but Ziggler was in the way. Styles rolled back into the ring and Dolph hit a super kick on Theory while the ref was looking away. Theory got up and was complaining to the ref before AJ came into the Styles clash and picked up the W. I guess 6 out of 10 from me. The match was alright, but Styles getting a win's good and all that. But Theory having lose again, he just seems to always be losing. I know it kind of fits in with character, but still for someone you're looking to push this much, it does feel like he is losing an awful lot at the moment. Doudrop, Nikki ASH and Tamina then took on Alexa Bliss, Asuka and Dana Brooke. Asuka and Nikki kicked things off and the match went outside early on before Dana Brooke was pinned by Tozawa for the 24/7 title. Nikki then pinned Tozawa, Alexa pinned Nikki, Doudrop pinned Alexa, Doudrop pinned Doudrop, Dana pinned Tamina, getting the title back from her. Back to the main match, Asuka locked in the Asuka lock on Nikki and made her tap out before getting the win. What the fuck was this bollocks? Alexa, Asuka, those sorts of people should just not be involved with this scene. Just keep it apart. Not much more to say except for this was really, really bad, I think it's fair to say. But anyway, 5 out of 10, and that's lucky. Miz was out next with his Miz TV special main event and called Logan Paul out to the ring. Miz wanted to reminisce about the good times they had together, but Paul showed us footage of the post-match attack on him. Miz tried to say that he was teaching him but Paul challenged him to a singles match at SummerSlam. Miz warned him, saying there was no way Paul can match up to him in the ring, and denied the challenge. Paul said that he was in his prime and that he was made faces to prove him wrong. He said that he will host his own version of Miz TV next week on Raw before talking about his tiny balls. Miz was very cross and accepted the challenge before a brawl broke out and Logan tossed Miz out of the ring. Ciampa then snuck up behind Paul and attacked him, setting him up for an attack from the Miz, but Logan was able to fight out of it. Miz got on the mic and said that this was his house and that he was awesome before Raw went off the air. Decent little stuff. You gotta love Logan Paul coming back as a babyface. I'm not sure it's the best idea, but it does create an interesting dynamic with the two of them. On the whole, the segment wasn't bad, so I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Overall, Raw this week gets a 6 out of 10 from me. I thought it was a solid enough episode of Raw this week. Built some decent storylines, definitely some intrigue in there. There were some bad segments as well. I'm thinking of you 24/7. On the whole, solid episode of Raw, and the hype for Survivor Series, I would say, is slowly but surely growing, at least for me, anyway. But anyway, guys, that's the video. Thanks very much for watching. To like, share, subscribe, any thoughts, comments down below, and follow us if you're for daily wrestling news, and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.